Hello, YouTube! Welcome to another episode of Factorio here at the Fugitive Theater. My name is Tanis Fugit, and today we are hopefully, finally, going to make our way to Purple Science production. Rails done, productivity modules done. We just got to do electric furnaces, and honestly, creating a bunch of electric furnaces is something I want to do anyway, because I've only got a handful of them making a little bit of steel right now, and God, that needs to change. That needs to change so quick. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start my next city block. So the next city block is going to come off of here. And I think this is going to turn into like a sort of a pseudo four-way intersection, whereby, because this is coming from left to right to join here, but there's no going from right to left out here. So it's not really a four-way intersection. So there's going to be a pseudo four-way intersection. So I'm going to build that out. It's going to extend along this way, and then I'm going to start the factory making electric furnaces right here. And that's, I think, the major thrust of this episode. Once that's done, we attach the rails to the train system. We attach the all the way up here. We've got the production modules. We attach them to the system, and once all that is done, we move forward with. We find a position where we just dump all of those materials all at once onto the line, and we dump them out into a place that's just going to make a ton of science for us, and that's the goal. And then we'll route that right back up to where our labs currently are. So I'm going to get started on that first thing today. Renovating this and moving this out, that's going to be the first major thing I do. So I'm going to see you guys in a bit when I take care of that, okay? All right, see you in a bit. Alright, I'm taking a quick run up here into the main base to grab some supplies, and I want to double check on a couple of things while I'm up here. First things first, I want to take a look at what's left of the iron situation. There's only a few of these guys left. Just a couple of sad miners just sitting sort of on their own. But mostly this seems to be going well. All of our basic materials that are on the bus still seem to be going well. Everything seems to be going fine over here. I think it's actually... Let's start looking at like some of these higher level techs and stuff like that so that we can start moving into them when it's time. I've been really slow about like progressing some of this infrastructure, and so as a result I've been really slow about this science. We're going to try and get that moving as soon as possible, but the big thing right now is I'm trying to remember where I put everything. So the main thing, so everything seems to be fine over here. Like there has been, everything that's been producing, like nothing's backed up. All this stuff has been being delivered correctly. No notes. Everything seems to be perfectly fine over here. I'm gonna grab a whole bunch of these. You can probably see from the bottom of my screen, I am currently running a just absolutely insane number of like production lines right now, because I'm of production things in my hand right now, because the main reason for that is that I am really trying to make as many stack inserters as possible, because I'm creating a bunch of train stops and stuff like that, and the faster you can load and unload your trains, the better you are. So I'm putting a lot of like, I'm grabbing a lot of like stack inserters. So trying to make a lot of stack inserters, which has been a big like bottleneck for me right now. because they need a lot of material. They are very, very expensive to build. They don't need advanced circuits. So I don't need to worry about grabbing plastic. But I gotta grab just about everything else. In order to make as many of these as I can. It has definitely been a bit of a, what I would call a bottleneck in my ability to keep producing this stuff. Grab a bunch of assembly machines as well in the background. While this is all going on, we'll be making some of those. Keep snagging some of these. Make even more assembly machines. Advanced oil processing finished super quickly, by the way. Jeez, just as I'm talking here. This is what I'm talking about. Once we actually start doing this, this is going to like go so fast. So advanced oil processing allows us to change up the way that we're working with that crude oil at our other base. So that we can start making things like lubricants and, heavy oil and light oil and stuff, all of which can be made into different stuff. So let's start with lubricant, I guess. This is going to go real fast, but... let's grab more of these gear wheels. So right now here at the base, everything is looking pretty good. Like here at the bus, at least, everything is looking pretty good. So I think with, everything's looking good over here. If we take a look at the map, you can see our, like, we're still a good distance from either any of these bases, like with the pollution and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna finish this block up. And then we're going to start moving into finally advancing our science tech into finally moving towards like endgame stuff. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I'll be right back. Hey there, guys. Just wanted to talk through a couple things that I'm doing here. One thing that you'll definitely notice by the end of this time lapse is that I've severely changed the way that I'm doing circuits, both green and red circuits. That's because I finally decided to go look something up online and actually find ways that other people are doing it. And I found a design that I really like, and so I'm gonna stick with it for this build. It's nice and compact, and I'm really enjoying the way it looks. On top of that, I really just wanted to say that you guys might have noticed that there's been some changes in the way that I've edited some of these videos, or rather there's some inconsistency in the way that I've edited some of these videos. And I am really just experimenting with a bunch of different styles of both recording and editing. Sometimes when I record, I just want to talk straight through, and that means that I don't really have to edit these videos and I don't make big time lapses. And sometimes I find that there's a big chunk of work that I want to do, and I don't talk a lot through it. And then later on when I go through editing, I find there's just a lot of dead space. So that's when I chop things up and try and make time lapses out of it. So these different styles, sometimes, I'm just experimenting and see how they all work together. So if you guys want to give me any feedback, what sort of things work for you, what sort of things don't work for you, I'd like to hear that, because really I can't tell what's really good and what isn't until, somebody lets me know. So thanks. And I'll let you get right back to the video. Alright, so I've decided to go look up a couple of things while I was doing all this. Well, specifically one thing. I wanted to find out how other people did, like, some of these intermediary stuff. And specifically the first thing I looked up were these advanced circuits. And this is a design that I found that I thought was pretty cool looking. So I decided to try and copy it. Obviously, this is a little bit unfortunate that like I had to load, that I'm carrying all this stuff a great distance, but because the fact that I split this up into 5 different stations, I needed to make it all line up with the different stations. So this is way down here instead of being up here somewhere because it needed to get input from the plastic just as much as it needed input from anything else. So and I can actually already see that we are using a ton of I mean, I guess we're just using it at first. We'll probably be fine. But yeah, I am using a lot of plastic. I'll probably need to produce way more than what I'm producing here, which is actually possibly one of the things we're going to have to start looking at in the future. I need to move some of our scanning bases out here into the distance. I need to move my scanning bases like out here, way out here, in order to start pushing this out because this is not going to be enough to produce the plastic that I needed to produce. Eventually, it will eventually not be enough. So yeah. Anyway, I've got all of the different trains are attached to this route now. So I just got to get there, and all of them have chests on them and stuff like that. I just need to get them out of here. As you can also see, I've been moving through the science stuff. I have no idea what I'm researching. I know that I'm finally researching robotics, and that everybody's going to be screaming at me to like move into robotics and start using robotics. I don't have any idea about how the logistics network in this game works or anything like that. So we'll give me a minute. We'll make a whole episode out of doing that. In the meantime, I want to just get this part of the game like out of the way. I want to get to purple science. So I've got advanced circuits. I just need to get those advanced circuits mixed with steel plates and stone bricks, which I've already got here. I just need to route them over. So let's grab these here real quick. I'm going to do the exact same kind of routing I've been doing with everything so far, although actually I can make 4 of them this way. What if instead of that I did something more like what I did here, because I need to get these out here without wasting too much space. So yeah, if I can get this down here to maybe pop, yeah, the problem is that doesn't really work, does it? It's a bit annoying, unfortunately, but if I route this down, it'll take just a couple of undergrounders. All right, let's grab the cool thing about having all these resources right here now is that finally I can just like, I don't have to run all the way back to base every time I need like a few iron plates and maybe some circuits. Because what I want to do is... Oh, this needs gear wheels. And unfortunately, I need to create a bunch of gear wheels in order to make that work. Nothing that I'm doing here uses gear wheels, which is very frustrating because like I end up having to make all those in hand. It like really inflates the amount of time it takes for me to like make any of these things. Let's try this, and I like to do something like that, connect these into the main line, and then let's carry this out. And let's bring it down like here. There we go. And then I can sort of join that with this. Like so. And both those can sort of jump this line. So I actually need even more underground belt. Oh my god. I need another set of underground belts. There's so many of these like little resources that I need to keep continually grabbing in order to make this stuff work. And again, nothing up here is using like gear wheels, so I'm like just grabbing iron plates and making them into gear wheels in my hand, which is really not efficient like at all. I'm not sure if this is gonna make it. I think that's acceptable. I think that is just barely acceptable. Where it's like not gonna get crushed by the train. Okay. Okay, so now I have steel, I've got my stone bricks, and I've got my advanced circuits right here. And that's everything that I need to make an electric furnace. Now, it needs to load 25, or it needs to load 5 things every second. That's a lot. It's a lot of things to load every second. That's a whole lot of things that it needs to load in every second. So let's just set up like... Well, it also needs... Okay, I guess I need to run this. It's consuming an advanced circuit every second. Advanced circuits are created at a rate of 1 every 6 seconds. So 6 of these is only going to support 1. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. My mom was calling me. It is my birthday, so my mom decided to give me a call. So where was I? We were looking at how to set up the electric furnace because, yeah, I believe I was coming to the realization that this spends 1 per second, and 6 of these makes 1 per second. I believe that's the math I was just landing on, right? Yeah. 6 of these makes 1 per second. So this on its own, this whole block is enough to supply 1 factory making furnaces, which is only supplying 1 furnace every 5 seconds. So that's not great, especially because this is going to need, well, this is going to need 1 every 21 seconds. So I could do 4 facilities producing science off of 1 of these. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make 2 of these. I'm going to tile this out a second time over here. I'm like super tempted to even do it like a 3rd time, because each one also need to double this production up here. I'm kind of tempted to do it like 3 times and make 3 facilities. I am very tempted to do it 3 times. Well, I'm going to do it a couple times. We'll fast forward through this and I'll show you guys what comes out on the other side. All right, here we go. All right, welcome back. So, I just pretty much just duplicated this over 1 more time, and now we can actually create a second facility. We can now support a second facility, a second assembly machine that's going to be creating our actual, items. The issue now is that there's like a lot of stuff I need to feed into a machine in order to make an electric furnace every 5 seconds. 10 steel plates, 10 stone bricks, 5 advanced circuits. That's a lot that needs to get fed onto that all at once. So I think what I'm going to do here is, well, first I'm going to steal a bunch of regular circuits here because I want to create... I'm actually short on the gear wheels I need for that. Very annoying. All right, we're going to create a couple of splitters here. We're going to put a couple in reserve. Ignore this warning down here. I've got a train out somewhere. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that out in a second. I think I want to... So... Here's the issue. All right, first things first. I want to combine these together. Once I get one, that'll combine together, and then the output I will merge onto, I'm going to say, this belt. Is that ideal? Probably not, but there we go. And then this one I'm just going to double up on. All right, there we go. There's our resources. Okay. Now I'm going to need 2 long-handled inserters and a bunch of fast inserters, and we're just going to have to go as fast as possible. It might even be 4 long-handled inserters. You know what? It might... Oh, that's not what I meant to grab. Might even be 4 long-handled inserters. Why do I say 4? Because it might have to be 2... two long-handled inserters and 1 fast inserter per side, per machine. That's what I'm thinking. And I can fully support that on this with just regular power poles. So if I go like fast, fast, and then I go like long, 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 long. I extend this belt to there, I extend this belt to there. And then I do belts, or inserters popping out. Where do I mean, I guess the obvious one would be to put the pickup station off of here. Well, I guess let's just do that and that. Something like that, just for now. Make me electric furnace and an electric furnace. Let's see how this goes. This is gonna finish, and it did have enough to reset, so yeah. I think I'm overestimating how long it takes. Huh. I want, like, is it productivity? Speed? No, I think I want productivity modules on these things. These things that are producing, like, are, like, very small amount of lots of items. I would imagine productivity is very important. Not sure. Also, it takes a long time to make productivity models. Also, I'm making productivity modules up here. Like, why am I doing this? I can just run up and get up. So at this point, we're in a pretty good spot. Like we've done everything that we need to do in regards to like making the 3 items. Like this was the goal, was to split production up of all the items that we need for Purple Science. That was a lot I think I picked up. Yep, that was in fact a lot. Like, you know, that was the goal, was to put all of the stuff that I need for Purple Science, get it automated, and get it on trains so that we can get this stuff done. That's pretty much done here at this point. I can see steel is going to be a problem. Also, this does not do what I wanted it to do. This clearly does not do what I wanted it to do. What if that was that instead? Sure. Except that does none of the things that I want it to actually do. That, I guess, will just have to be good enough. I don't really know how to balance this coming off of here. This is the thing I can't quite figure out, is how to balance this stuff coming off of here such that, like, it's always like pulling equally from all of the boxes. This is something I clearly I clearly have a blind spot for in my brain. And I'm not sure what's going on with that and why that is the case. But yeah, at this point, I'm pretty happy with what we've got going on here. I mean, we're making not a ton of these, but enough for the time being. And one of the cool things about it is that these things are very useful. So I can, like, grab some of these off of here and just go and upgrade my, like, smelting and stuff, which I'm actually just going to do. I'm just going to grab the first production run of these. I'm just grabbing them. That's not going on the belt at all. Instead, or that's not going on the train at all. That first production run instead is going right into my inventory. Oh, by the way, I came back over here for a reason. I'm very silly. I want to put productivity can only be used in intermediate products. Never mind. And then I probably want a speed module in there, but whatever. We're just going to put some efficiency modules in these. Whatever. These, can I, like, hold, like, control? Aha! I can, in fact, hold control. There we go. I can simply hold control and they will go in. All right, that's good to know. All right, next. So instead of connecting all this, putting these all on the line and getting purple science together, the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take all of these, where are they? All of these electric furnaces that I just made, and we're going to, oh, don't kill me. Okay. And we are going to increase our steel throughput, because that's something that's like a big killer for us right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. This is going to cause a major strain on our power, though, which is very important to remember, because that may mean that the next thing we actually have to do hold on, let me just double check everything here. That might mean that the actual next thing that we have to do is work on power, right? Tiling out power, because I made this one tile of electric energy, or of solar electric energy, and I think we can do better than that. I believe we can do better than that. And by believe, I mean, I know 100% we can do better than that, because all I got to do is make the same thing I just did here and tile it over. So if I were to actually click on one of our power poles right now, if I can just find one in this mess, you'll see that actually, I mean, we're doing pretty good for power requirements right now. So, you know, it's good to know, but eventually we're going to hit that ceiling, especially when I start turning on, well, I don't have science turned on right now, so let's turn on, like, I don't know, some random bit of science. And now with everything moving again, might take a little bit for that to ramp up, but either way, you know, we'll eventually have to worry about that. You are the one that's down. Actually, you are causing a traffic jam. Okay, so we have a serious traffic jam happening. Okay, this is what we're going to do right now. We're going to deal with this traffic problem by answering this stopped train. Then, with that taken care of, that I need to grab more fast transport belts and maybe tile out the, okay, yeah, you are broken. So you have steel pickup, which is, where is steel pickup? Steel. It's here. Now there's no coal there. Then there's the blocks that don't have any coal. Okay, so that is a problem. You don't have any coal anywhere on your... We need just like a coal station. Something centralized. I'm thinking something like maybe right... Well, because eventually this is going to like go out this way. So I'm thinking maybe like here or here. Break off a like an area, just have one train deposit a ton of coal there, and the other train stop there just to get fueled. I think that's one thing we are going to try and do. For now, I'm just going to dump some fuel into you. You'll eventually run out, but nothing I can do about that right now. I just need to get this this train, this thing resolved here. Okay. By the way, this guy doesn't have anything left under him, so we can pull him up. All right. All right. Eventually, this steel is just gonna go. All this stuff. We never even really fully built this one out. So I need. So now that it's like nighttime, also, by the way, let's take a look at this. Yeah, we're not even spending what's in our accumulators even overnight. So power right now is not really a problem, like at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab. Oh my god, it's up here. What am I doing? I'm like running around in random circles. There we go. Okay, grab a bunch. Actually, I'm gonna like make even more at a time. And again, this sulfur is just not being used, partially because I think the only thing that it's being used for right now is creating these batteries. Oh, it's also being used to create blue science, right? You are just not being used at any great speed at all. I don't think I've ever seen this train in motion. You're just being used to make, like, accumulators. Which is good that I've got accumulators, but, like, wow. Alright. So, things on the immediate to-do list. Connect all of the green, all the purple science items together, so is that... Don't die to this train. Connect all of the purple science stuff together, so is that we can actually create purple science and send that to the labs. Step one. Step two, figure out the logistics system. That's going to be a whole episode on its own, is just figuring out logistics and how it works, right? Because I don't know. I've never done it before. So figuring out logistics is going to be a whole episode on itself. So that's step two. Step three is start working towards endgame once we have purple science figured out and we know how the logistics system works, and we can start opening up the big game to like laying down, you know, having chests that are receiving items and chests that are requesting items, stuff like that, and bots that are building for us. Then we move towards the end game. So I'd say we're more than halfway through the game for sure. For sure. So And I think that's going to be it for this episode. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. I put a couple hours. This has actually been a 2-hour recording session for this video, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up here. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. My name has been Tanis Fugit. If you like what I'm doing here, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff that I don't really like saying, but does actually help the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.